which is why he chose the Clippers over the purple and gold. Chris Broussard still hanging with us. Chris, you surprised at all by this?
Yeah, because I and most people around the league, or a lot of people around the league, including some within the Clippers organization, think if they had not gotten Paul George, Kawhi would be a Laker right now. And so I'm surprised by Danny saying that. However, once they get a Paul George, I'm not surprised at all because Kawhi wanted to play with the second star. Now, I get where Danny's coming from because all season long, and I'm sure I said it many times on this show, I thought Kawhi was joining the Clippers. And after the Raptors win the championship, and I first started hearing, oh, he will go to the Lakers to play with AD and LeBron, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you, right after you lead your own team to a championship, why would you go and join somebody else's team? So I get the logic that Danny is putting in, but what Danny, I think, is underestimating was Kawhi's desire to play with a second star. Like, I guess it was taxing his health, you know, carrying a team by himself. So once that came into play, the Lakers, I hate to say by default, because obviously they're the Lakers and you have some good talent, but he wanted to be home, and if it would have he had to play with two stars and be a part of a big three, I think he would have done that before going back to Toronto. There was a story that came out yesterday, you guys may have seen it, where it was the Raptors are saying now, or at least according to sources, that Kawhi asked for just unreasonable stuff in his meeting with the Raptors, stuff that made the Raptors think he really doesn't want to be here. And so I think that I get where Danny's coming from, and I agree. I think Kawhi made the right move to go to his own team, but he also wanted to play with a second star that could have led him to the Lakers.
Skip, it's hard for me to, because Danny knows him so well. He's been with him basically since he came into the league. And I would just assume Danny knows him best. I don't know the in-depth of the conversation that they had about what Kawhi was going to do. But the crooks, to make a long story short, we were donuts, the Lakers, and he glazed us. He used
So you think he played him?
Yeah, he played us. He played us to the left, and we didn't get an opportunity to play him to the right, but we'll take care of that this season. Yeah, we do that this year.
So you convinced him?
No, I mean,
Danny convinced you?
Well, I think it was Danny Green saying that. For me, Skip,
So you don't think he was going to ever go to the Lakers now?
it's, for me, okay, how do you leave a situation where you're the guy? And clearly he was the guy in Toronto. And then all of a sudden, maybe if it was just LeBron, okay. But LeBron and AD. So
Yeah, you could get lost.
yeah, and even going to LeBron, he knew playing with LeBron, no matter what he did, it was still gonna be LeBron. He's not trumping LeBron. And so for me, I go back and forth. I was like, man, maybe it was because I wanted him to join the Lakers. that I let my wants blind me from my logic. It wasn't with everything, all of a sudden, like, Shannon, really? You actually think Kawhi's gonna come and team up, you know? But I just wanted him so bad, Skip. I just wanted it to be true so bad. You know you want it. You know that, the good-looking girl in high school, she really couldn't love you, possibly. But you just hope, like, she gonna ask me to the prom. I know she gonna ask me. Damn it, she didn't ask me to the prom. And that's what happened, Skip Bayless.
They don't ask you, you have to ask them.
No, they got that. I'm the guy. Old man Chateau.
Oh, I get it.
I ain't go, Skip. I ain't go to the prom.
Okay. You did go to the prom?
I didn't go when I was in high school. I was dating a girl that was younger, and so when it came to her turn. But when my junior, senior year, no, I didn't go.
You didn't go because you were dating a younger girl?
No. I was running track. Coach Hall said I can schedule a track meet on prom.
Noble sports race.
Yeah, I got to get there. Going to the prom.
Track meet on the prom?
Prom wasn't going to get me to where I needed to go, Chris.
You can do both.
No, the track meet was out of town.
Oh, well, okay.
None of the track team went to the prom?
Some of them, but that wasn't no shape.
Just say you didn't have a date, man.
I had a date.
You didn't go to college to run track.
No. But the thing was, my brother didn't go to the prom, so I had to keep the tradition. So he didn't go, so I wasn't going.
Maybe you couldn't get a date.
That's what it sounded like. That's really what it sounded like.
He was waiting for somebody to ask him.
So, let's get this straight. Danny Green is saying there was no way from the start that his guy, number 2, was going to play with LeBron James. No way he was going to go, to quote Danny, his own route.
Right.
So he says he knew that from the start. The Lakers should have seen or known that from the start. You have to have the right intel if you have the right GM and the right tentacles in place. You have to have the right grapevine out there to be able to see this coming and head it off at the pass so you don't get taken for a long ride. They just waited to the bitter end, and then what? You got left high and dry. He scrambled, did a really nice job, but you have to see that coming.
So do you think if they don't get Paul George, where's Kawhi?
He's going to Toronto, according to Danny
Back to
Green.
Toronto.
And this is the guy who's been carrying number 2's bags for about 7 years. No, I mean, they were like joined at the hip.
They're tight.
Except here's the greatest irony of all these quotes. You realize that Danny is saying, I kept calling him every day. Now? And guess why he was calling him? Because he definitely didn't want number 2 to go to the Lakers because that would have taken him out of commission.
Yep.
That would have sent him to Dallas. He wanted to go to Tinseltown. Right. He wanted to go play for LeBron's team. Danny did, but not number 2, right? So there's a conflict of interest here. Then allow me to say one thing, because I've been hearing from a lot of people around the NBA, because I've been covering this league for a long time, and they all, you'll appreciate this, they all tell me you're being too hard on number 2 as far as the master manipulation. Everybody says it was all Uncle Dennis. You've been close to this story, but everybody blames Uncle Dennis for taking the Lakers for a ride, taking everybody for a ride, taking the media for a ride. They say it's all his fault, and that a number of owners are very upset with the way he did dirty dealing business, like he was the one, and that the unreasonable demands all came from him. Some of them were personal demands on his part, and that they want to do something about it, like it's going to come up at the next league meeting.
Really?
Okay, it was that bad that enough other owners were turned off by how this all was played out. So again, maybe I am being too hard, but in the end, number 2's a grown man. You know, like he's got to have a big say in this. I don't think he's just saying, tell me where to...
Agent or not, at the end of the day, the client has the power because it's ultimately your decision.
And here's what I say, Uncle Dennis, I can't blame him for anything he did. He's gotten everything he wanted.
Okay.
And you know this, agents, why do people around the league dislike Rob Pelinka? Because he was an agent, and this is what they do.
Okay.
A lot of people don't like Rich Paul and his tactics because he's an agent, and this is what they do. This, I mean, unless he did something illegal.
Agents are governed by certain rules, right? That are in place. But Uncle Dennis,
he's not an agent. Dennis
he's not an agent.
Right.
So he can just do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Look, they got everything they wanted. They got a championship last year. They got Southern California. They've got a great team.
I agree.
You know?
It worked. And they have a 2-year deal.
It used to be honor amongst thieves.
Yep.
You know, it's only when I'll rob you, but I don't want you robbing me. And it seems to me for the first time that Uncle Dennis or whomever pulled this trade off. But it'd be interesting to know. I want to know what they asked for Toronto.
Yeah, that's
what I need to know, Skip. I need to know what was so unreasonable, because it seemed like you were willing to bend over backwards. Go limbo.
You're right. They were giving him a penthouse, $20 million penthouse, food free for the next 5 years.
I mean, what did he want? He wanted to fly everybody on the team plane. I mean, I just want to know the accent.
Maybe make Uncle Dennis Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I just want to know. We got to find out what were some of the requests.
Like I said, I think Uncle Dennis did his thing. He got busy.
And really, what my NBA people are telling me is basically, not that I'm blaming number 2 too much, that I'm giving him too much credit for. I should be giving most of the credit to the master manipulator, the guy who's sitting back quietly as Uncle Dennis.
Yeah, the man you named Dennis the Menace, because he wrecked.
You named him that.
He wrecked my Spurs.
Well, he did. He did.
Oh, Kawhi.
Bad people.
Kawhi's that good. The Spurs would be. They'd be the league. If he were still there, right? If he were still there, they'd be great.
Yeah, we're going to be really good anyway.
Kawhi's
and by the way, I got to say this real quickly. LeBron, you got us again, clutch, or as I call it, unclutch sports. They got us.
What happened?
Marcus, they got us. We had to go with Trey Lyles. I don't love him. And again, I would have preferred Marcus, but again, payback is, you know what?
What do you mean payback?
We'll get you back. We'll get you back. Maybe we'll get you back in the playoffs this year.
Basically, it was a 1-1.
Right.
For $10 million 1 year. You go take $10 million 1 year to San Antonio or 15 to live in Manhattan.
You know what the problem is? When this stuff leaks so far in advance of when you can actually sign, we saw this with DeAndre Jordan, like a few years ago. This is what can happen. Yeah. Guys can change their mind. Another team can come across and it leaked that he was going to sign with the Spurs.
It didn't leak. Clutch Sports posted it on their site.
But they
said it.
But
we have signed with San Antonio for 2 years and $10 million a year.
But that's what these
dirty
when you make these
sneaky beat. Yep. Sneaky beat. Way to go. Lil Richie. Lil Richie got us. LeBron got us. He's the CEO of
He is. No, that's Richie Paul.
You know, and they did it they did me dirty. They did my team dirty. It's just the classiest organization in sports.
Well, all you had to do,
they
come
did
up,
it.
15 mil. Come up, you can do stay.
Okay, but which team is better? You want to be a Knick or a Spur?
I want 15
Help
mil.
me out.
Marcus Morris is not going to be identified whether or not he won a championship.
right.
In some situations,
get your money.
Get that bread. I mean, if it's LeBron or if it's Kawhi, guys like that, Giannis, okay, you're going to take them. You're going to take an opportunity to compete for a championship. But Marcus Morris is not going to be identified. Oh, man, you remember
it's a job for him. Get that money.
So I hope that $15 million feels real good when you look up and RJ's shooting it again.
Yeah,
again.
Yeah,
you took another shot and he missed.
And just make sure, hopefully James Dolan keep the direct deposit as much as RJ shoot, and I'll be just fine.
Great stuff this morning, guys. Chris, thanks for being here. We certainly appreciate it. Coming up, very special guest, the Honey Badger is here. We're talking with Tyrann Mathieu of the Chiefs. Up next.
Summer's not stopping or slowing down. So take advantage of